Hey guys, today I'm going to be doing a review on Simfonio Simpot, and I'm going to be comparing it against my Instapot. And the big difference that you can tell right off the bat is that my Instapot is 8 quarts and the Simpot is only 6 quarts, but they do sell it in the 8 quart option. So when they asked me which I'd like to review, I was actually like, ooh, I would love the 6 quart because this is big. This eats up a lot of my kitchen space, and to be perfectly honest, I have a small family. We're a family of 3, and I cook for like the entire block. So if you have a large family, or like if you like leftovers, then go ahead and get the 8 quart size. But a lot of people ask that question, like, oh, what size should I get? If you're like a couple, or maybe you have like 1 or 2 small children, I think the 6 quart is just fine. So again, I'm going to be comparing functionality today. And the Simpot has a big digital screen. So it's going to be a learning curve for me today as I try to figure out where everything is. And versus the Instapot, it's button based. So everything's sort of, like right there, and I know where it is. So I'm going to grab the camera and then show you what the Simpot looks like right out of the box. So this is the Simfonio Simpot, and I've taken it out of the box, took it out of its main plastic covering, and the first thing that I notice is that the venting valve does not come attached. So it looks like it just pops on, but I always kind of make rash decisions and do things before I read instructions, so I'm hoping there's an instruction manual in here that will tell me how to attach that, because it's sort of an important part of the device. So, okay, the top just screws off and looks very similar to the Instapot. And so we have the cord, some nice little fingertip silicone mitts, and this looks like some plastic utensils and a little rice cup. That's handy. Oh, good. So here we have the instruction manual, so I will take a gander at that and figure out what to do with that valve. And this looks like the steamer tray, and I'm excited about that because I didn't get one with my Instapot. I got like a little rack, but I sort of wish I had that steaming basket, so that is definitely a nice feature. And this of course is the main cooking pot. So I'm just going to remove this and wash it, because I always wash everything when it's brand new, of course. And then there's the heating element. So I'll get that all cleaned up, and then my ingredients prepped to do the heirloom rice, and then we'll plug this bad boy on and see if we can make it work. Okay, so I did look at the manual, and putting that little vent piece on was no big deal. I literally just pushed it on, and of course it should be loose because you should be able to toggle between sealing and venting. So when I'm going to do my food, it's always going to be in the sealing position, and then after it's completed, if I want to do a quick vent release, then I can move it to this position. And then for lots of other meals that you cook in the Instapot, you can just let it self-release. You don't have to even touch this. So the venting part is always to the back, and there should be an arrow here. Yep, it's right here. And then to close, that's its little song showing me that the unit is now closed. And then if I want to open it, so Instapot does something very similar. So I like the audio song because it tells me that my lid is on, and I need all the prompts that I can get in my life. So let me just get my ingredients, and I'm going to peel these stickers off, and I have washed the inside of my pot. So we're going to get started, and I'm going to show you all the features. Okay, so I have all of my ingredients ready to make my heirloom tomato rice. And so my heirloom tomatoes, I've got some fresh thyme, some chopped up onion, and then as far as the spices, I'm going to do turmeric. I have a nice hot red chili pepper and some cumin. You can leave the chili pepper out if you like, it's just that we enjoy spicy food. So I'm getting ready to look for the saute function here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit start, and so here's all my options. So I just turn the button until I get to saute. Push the button to select, push it again, and it's preheating. So again, saute is a feature that you use when you want to pre-cook some things that are going to go into your meal. So I'm actually going to be sauteing my onions and garlic. My tomatoes and onions have softened and they are done, so I went ahead and just hit the cancel button, and now I'm ready to add my rice. So for white rice, it's usually 2-to-1. The tomatoes do add some moisture, so I don't have to be exact on the water, but what I did is I have 3 of these little containers that came with the Simpot, so I measured out 3 of them. So that's my rice. And then because it's 2-to-1, I should put in 6 of these little cups of water. And again, it doesn't have to be quite 6 because I do have that moisture. The only super important thing when using any type of pot, Instapot, Simpot, whatever pot, is you never want your food to go above the 3/4 mark inside this pot, because then it could create a dangerous pressure situation. So basically I'm going to add my water in. It should cover it, but the food that it's going to make is not going to exceed more than half the pot, so I know that I'm good, because this is the max up here, but I really don't want my food ever to get more than 3/4 of the way up. So I'm going to go ahead and add the water. It's time for me to put that lid on so we can get cooking. And it did have those red stickers on top, which I peeled off as evidence of this little bit of glue here. But please read the manual before you get started on any type of pressure cooker. I don't care if it's the Instapot, the Simpot, the whatnot pot, but learn the basics. Mostly that you know never ever to release and try to force this lid. It shouldn't let you, but just don't try it if it's in cooking mode. You know, and you've got your lid tightly on. And then the other thing is that, of course, you're gonna start cooking always in sealing mode. And this is something you do when your food is done cooking. Okay, so it's time to do my cooking. And again, when I turn my lid into on position, it's gonna go ahead and play that little song for me. And so let's see, I'm looking at the big screen and I want to choose rice. So I'm looking for rice. I don't want eggs, I don't want cake. Cake would be fun to make. Okay, so rice, and it's on auto mode. It will cook the rice. I don't have to do any other setting. And basically for rice, it looks like it is high pressure, medium heat. That's what this means here. And again, just to contrast against the Instapot, they have high pressure and then you can do different heat as well. So this is nice. It just kind of does it all for you. And it's in preheat mode. I just wanted to show you the top. Oops, see, I was playing with it. It has to be in sealing mode, so good thing I just double checked. And as the pressure builds, this pin is going to raise, and that's how I know that there's pressure in here. So I'm just gonna let it do its thing now, and we'll check back in a bit. So my Simpot's been beeping away and I rushed out here to try to get it on film, but alas, I was too slow. But anyways, it's done. The rice is done. I can go ahead and hit cancel now because it is done. I'm gonna check up here and the button is still somewhat down. So I'm going to wait, I think. My rice is best if I wait about 3 minutes, and then I'm gonna go ahead and show you a manual venting. So 3 minutes on the clock, I'm coming back. I'm gonna protect my hands. I'm just gonna show you how to quickly just open this up a little bit and we'll see some steam come out. And then my rice is done. Okay, so I've waited my 3 minutes. You don't have to, it's just something that I normally do just to kind of give myself a little break, but you can put a hand protection on, like a mitt or something, but move this away from my wood cabinet because it is like hot steam. So I'm just gonna move it over, and there it goes. This is, not sure if you can see that steam right there, but this is manual venting, and basically it's okay to do this. My food is cooked. I'm releasing all the pressure in there. And once it's done and it's quiet and all of this steam is gone, I can go ahead and open up that lid. And as you can hear, it's already getting softer. It's not so harsh. So we're almost done. My kitchen smells amazing, by the way. Not just steam comes out of here, but smell. So I can smell my rice and it smells really, really good. Okie dokie, so the steam is done. The button has completely dropped to the bottom, meaning that there's no more pressure buildup. So, there's my happy little song. And there's my bubbling rice dish. Now this is the, oh yeah, this looks really great. Yum, all the rice has been cooked through. Everything looks plump. You can see all that yummy tomato has cooked into the rice. And there is a little extra liquid, but rice typically keeps absorbing it, and it's gonna stay nice and hot in here. But this looks delicious, so I'm just gonna actually put the lid back on to keep it warm for my family when we're all ready to eat. And I'm gonna show it to you when it's all dished up. So here is my beautiful heirloom rice, plated up, and I put a little bit of watercress on top of it. But you can just see all the rice is beautifully cooked through. It has the onions, tomatoes, all of the spices well incorporated. And I mean, it's honestly like a gourmet side that took me no effort. Everything was done in that one pot in the Simpot. It was extremely easy. And I do like the digital face. I actually feel like it's even easier to use, and it feels cleaner to me. But if you're shopping around for a pressure cooker, I definitely think that the Simpot's a great choice. And this is what you can do in like no time at all. Just walk away, cook it, come back, and voila, it's done. So thanks again to Simpot, made by Simfonio, for sending this 6-quart pressure cooker for me to test out and make this dish today. It was a lot of fun and easy, definitely easy to use, and I like the knob that turns to go between the different options, and I definitely would recommend it. I think it's a great choice for anyone. Have a good one.